Hey guys, it's Blake, and your time to go pro in NBA 2K is right now. NBA 2K League Season 2 qualification is open now. Anyone over the age of 18 playing NBA 2K.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
There's a buzz here in San Antonio, Texas with another sold-out arena. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. And on the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Spurs in an interconference battle here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on, courtesy of Gatorade. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Scott is out there at Malone. Then there's Robertson. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Pippen in at the small forward. Now Covington. Following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. Rebound by Pippen.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. In the early part of the season, Steve, if the chemistry isn't working, what can you do to try to fix that chemistry issue?
You know, obviously the general manager and the coaches, this is where they have to be communicating amongst one another, and they have to have a great feel, because if it's not working, and this is where you have to look at maybe benching some guys or possibly trading somebody. But that's where communication comes in. You got to have it from management to coaching to players.
Players want to know, don't they? They don't want to be left in the dark. At least they want to know the lay of the land for it.
Most of the great organizations, the communication's out front, and that's what players love. They love the trust factor from management to coaches to organizations.
Here's Scott following the basket by John Wall. Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup. Malone's got his first points of the night.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. Pace for them on offense.
All against Paul. And Wall kicks to Red. It's Covington on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Pippen. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Robertson outside. Malone passes to Pippen. Here's Paul. No good there. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Here's Red. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. And this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they took both games they played against this club last season.
Outside Pippen. Pass to Paul. Malone outside. McHale against Scott. Over McHale. The 76ers with another miss. Here's Wall. Over Paul. A miss that time would have put him up. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. 76ers ahead. They lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in... And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
I mean, through 1, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways they know to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
Paul Millsap out there with Luke and Mbamute. Then it's Turner. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Wall in at the point guard position. That's the San Antonio 5. Sexton kicks to Young. Wall with the steal. To go with all the attempt. It's going to be on Trae Young.
And Wall has said he wants to be in the MVP conversation. General with unreal athleticism.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. 76ers trailing.
And for the Spurs, they're still finding ways to improve the roster, but you can never really replace a Tim Duncan.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
To the inside, Millsap, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
Well, all right, call Millsap looking bouncy tonight.
And speaking of Duncan, Steve, there were just so many ways in which he affected winning.
Yeah, the scoring efficiency from Tim Duncan, the interior defense, the defensive rebounding, plus his physical and mental toughness.
Kaminsky kicks to Pippen. Shot clock at 5. Pulls up on the wing. Fournier pulls it down.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Outside Millsap. Back to Ba'amute. Rebounded by McGee. The 76ers trail by 4. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Young taking his time here. The three-pointer is right on target.
And the effortless shooting motion. Young's three-point jumper is just poetry in motion and has it on automatic.
Feeds it to Millsap. Back to Wall. Here is Mbamute. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got 3 assists in the game. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
And you can see his wheels are turning. We'll see what he draws up here.
It's been an ongoing battle of adjustments, trying to identify your strongest matchup each time down the floor.
Look now for San Antonio. Marc Gasol is checked in for Turner. Mikhail comes in for Mbamute. And it's Valentine in for Fournier. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for JaVale McGee. Malone comes in for Kaminsky. Robertson, he's checked in for Sexton. And Paul subbed in for Young. Here's Robertson. And Gasol sends it back.
Gasol with those long arms is a shot-blocking expert, especially down low.
That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket for Marjanovic. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Now, here's Valentine, covered by Robertson. Goes up at the stripe, and good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls. Valentine's got his first basket of the night.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Pippen kicks to Malone. Over McHale. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Spurs lead by 3. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Pop. What do you need from the second unit in the second half?
I just want to have... Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they shot under 40% in the half. That tells the story right there. The defense deserves some credit for disrupting them a little bit, but they need to counteract with more creativity on offense. Fewer isolations, more movement, better shot selection.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
And in that first half, something we don't see a lot of from him, the ability to make everyone around him better.
You know what? It hasn't been his role, but he has the skill set to do it. Maybe this is a new wrinkle to his game.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's foul. Robertson is out there with Paul. Then there's Scott. Then it's Pippen. And it's Malone in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Red. Malone with the block.
And how about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
I'm not sure why he didn't take more time to square himself up, given the space he had, but he still got the shot to go anyways.
Robertson against Red, and Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Steve, obviously schemes evolve on both sides of the ball. Talk about some of the biggest changes that you have seen defensively since you were playing.
I think the one, Kevin, that sticks out right now, so many teams now are comfortable and are able to switch 1 through 5. You kind of switch 1 and 2s and 4 and 5s. Now you see point guards are switching on centers. And then I think also defensively right now, you see a lot of teams right now influencing guys to drive the basketball to their opposite hands. Back when we played, we straight up and then let the defense rotate. Rotation. I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
Red passes to Covington. He kicks it to Turner. The pass to Red. McHale against Scott. And that one's good. McHale. And now a 7-point Spurs lead.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots. You are in rhythm.
Back to Young. Connects from three-point range.
And a good judge of spacing. Sees he can get it off over the taller man.
This is how he makes his living, making those judgment calls, understanding the opportunity.
McHale kicks to Covington. And the 3 off target. The 76ers trail by 4. To the paint, here's Malone. Again, Philadelphia.
And Malone, a high percentage scorer when he gets it in deep. Once he's got the defense on with his ability to score.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That'll be switch here. And Bonte's checked in. That for the 76ers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Malone. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Scottie Pippen. And it's Sexton in for Robertson. There's 47 seconds left to play in the third. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
The first free throw is good.
And the ceiling Turner has is impressive. Has the potential.
laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day. Don't let evil get you down in this madness spinning round and round.
Potential to be a dominant big man. In this league.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Paul Millsap's checked in for Robert Covington, and it's Valentine in for Michael Redd.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession.
Out to the right wing. Sexton kicks to Young. Clock at 6. Passes it to Sexton. From deep. The shot, no good. Now here's Valentine. Young with the steal. And now Young running the floor all by himself. Count that bucket. Young's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, after the pick, good job igniting the fast break. Young is a catalyst in so many ways.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. From deep three-point range. Close one. It's up by 2. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professional. Beautiful play.
And with 3 quarters, the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. Ball out there with Valentine. Then there's Paul Millsap, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Turner in at the power forward position. That's the San Antonio 5. Bounce pass from Paul. 4 on the shot clock. A fader. Marjanovic, no good.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Valentine dishes to Turner. Wall passes to Turner. Kicks it to Valentine. To the middle, looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Count it from 12. Gasol's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Spurs.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for San Antonio. Robert Covington comes in for Miles Turner, and Michael Redd has subbed in for Valentine. Then for the 76ers, Pippen comes in for JaVale McGee, and it's Robertson in for Sexton. Here's Robertson, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blown. And San Antonio called for the foul.
And just in so many ways, Robertson puts the defense there. Possible situation.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Kevin McHale, he checked in for Paul Millsap. Malone's checked in for Philadelphia.
Getting line as he usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's
second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And nice work at the line. I mean, when the game's this close, you have got to cash in on those opportunities.
Fader on the way. And the rebound goes to McHale. Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Nice job at the line to expand the lead.
Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Malone, and he banks in the layup.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
I'm so surprised in a game this close. I know it's easy to criticize, but the defense has to be better in the fourth.
Pass to Covington. He kicks it to McHale. That one good for 2. McHale's got 4 points. This quarter.
Soft interior defense. You know he's going to be aggressive.
And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 6. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter. Of our Jordan Player of the Game.
Bird steals it. Johnson, layup, Boston, 1 second.
John Wall.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. One play at a time. Execute the game plan. That's how we're going to win this game. Kevin is trying to keep him focused.
Thanks so much, David. And it's slammed in by McHale.
Dropping dimes all night. He's been completely locked in.
Unselfish basketball. That'll make you very popular amongst your teammates.
Yes!
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Robertson against Wall. Pass to Red. It's hauled in by the 76ers. 7-second difference, shot and game clock.
And this is not a time to be patient with the basketball.
Yeah, for sure. They need a quick score and a foul just to have a chance.
What more can you ask for?
Phenomenal here in the clutch. This is what fans tune in to see.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Shooting from San Antonio, John Wall. At the line for 2. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul, or go for the home run.
Let me tell you my vote. Whatever's the best look and takes the least amount of time.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Malone with the stuff.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Happy. Shooting from San Antonio, Michael Red. He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good. And it's a three-point game.
That's why you want him at the line when the game is close. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Robertson kicks to Malone. And Gasol sends it back. Money!
Ay, Padre amado, falta y vale. Se empató el juego.
And here's a timeout from Greg Popovich.
Coño. Seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now Wall. Back to Red. That will count. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Robert Covington. Michael Redd is out there with Wall. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Gasol with the foul. Wall finds Millsap. Malone with the block. Pippen, the pass to Robertson. Wall with the block.
Esa maldita pintura de San Antonio se respeta, coño. Qué maldito tapón de 3 Robertson. Ay, mi madre.
Robertson's got the lead up to 3 now for the 76ers. Ball against Robertson. The fadeaway. It's good. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And Red is a scorer through and through. You can't give him any daylight.
Bueno, muy de malón. Esa pintura, la pintura. Se respeta esa pintura. Es difícil esa pintura. Esa pintura es difícil. Ay, mi madre. Ay, mi madre. No, 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 no. La pintura de San Antonio. Vamos a ver qué es lo que es con la pintura de San Antonio. Dobletín a todo el mundo. Ese Corey Pippen, olvídense de eso.
Here the Spurs decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. 16 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Guys, your thoughts?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul or go for the home run.
Let me tell you my vote. Whatever's the best look and takes the least amount of time.
Here's McHale. It's Covington on the wing. Fires from deep. Can't knock in the 3.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
You know, there's no shame in passing out in that situation. Leave your ego at the door.
So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.